everybody. It's Linda G, and I'm here with Deann. And I've got like 8 requests for collabs.
You're popular.
I know, but I am going to take a little break. So I just want everybody to know I've seen your request. I'll get right back to you, but probably September, my birthday month, I won't be doing any collabs.
Well, I'm really grateful that you had.
I know. I had told you already we could do one. Were you on my show before?
You've been on mine a couple times.
Okay.
But I haven't been on yours before. And I asked you to come back on mine, and you said, well, would you want to come on mine? And I was like, yes.
Okay, cool. So you look through. Thank you guys for your questions.
Yes, thank you.
And what's your YouTube channel?
It's Deann Shield Maiden Tarot. It's DEANN, and then Shield Maiden Tarot. And my email is deannsshieldmaidentarot@gmail.com.
Right.
And that's where I have people send if they want to have a personal reading.
Okay, so I'll be sure to put that in the information box.
Well, thank you.
Sure. So you said you got a couple of questions?
Yeah, I was looking at some of the questions.
Thank you guys for your questions, by the way.
And just seeing a few of them that
I love your glasses.
I got these from a dollar store, and I love them.
So cute.
And as much as I lose glasses, I don't want to spend a ton of money on them.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Well, I got the one question was, will people come together and realize the effects that what affects us all? Like, will people come together? Will more people start to come together and not be so divided? And they said, let's see here. So, and I answered that. I got that. I think that some people will, with all the stuff that's going on, I'm feeling like there's a lot of independents and moderates that are getting sick of this. And there are some Republicans that are, that aren't the MAGA people that are getting fed up with it too. And so I do think that we're going to come more together, but I don't think there's some people I don't think that are ever going to change. I think they look up to him almost like a god.
I know, it's pretty sick. Yeah.
It is.
And he could care less about them.
He wouldn't spit on them if they were on fire.
He could care less. There was a guy in Florida, a Cuban guy, could barely speak English, that he thought Trump was the best president ever. So,
I know.
Dude, you're delusional.
I have friends who have they're Hispanic, and they have one brother and one sister that are both gay, and they vote for Trump. And I'm like, you're voting against yourself. What are you doing? But
what they say?
They go, you don't understand. He's done so much for us. I go, what? What has he done for you? Tell me. And everybody. I live in Illinois. Every friend, every family member I have is a Republican. And I have lost friends that have known me since 9 years old. I lost that friend. Since 9 years old, she would rather stick by him. She got angry at me for not saying good things about him.
Right.
And it just hurt me. I'm thinking, golly, you're going to trust somebody that wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire, that would send your mom and dad to Mexico, back, that would make your little brother who was born here, would take away his citizenship. They're trying to do that.
Oh, God. What's his name? Is biting at the bits. Is Satan?
Yes.
He wants to make sure any child born in the United States whose family came here from another country doesn't get automatic citizenship.
Yeah, and that would be all their kids. Every one of my friends. And it's like, I don't understand. There's one that is a Democrat, and the rest of them are all Republicans.
But I've been hearing from a lot of my ex-clients, because I don't professionally read anymore. But they've been saying, they're hearing from friends out of the blue, I'm done with Trump.
I think that's going to happen. I think it is. I think some people are going to, I think it's really when you put your whole heart and soul in it, and you gave up family members and you gave up friends for this man, it's hard to say I was wrong. I was duped,
Yeah.
So they just are sticking with him. And there's a lot of people who had hidden prejudices, hidden ideas like that against immigrants and things like that. And he gave them permission to just say it out loud. Well, Trump didn't do it.
Oh, he doesn't like crippled people, or
no,
he doesn't like to be filmed with a crippled person next to him. Anybody in a wheelchair, he's just not.
No.
But my feeling is that we are already looking at some severe weather turmoil. I've been
Yes.
prophesizing this via my guides for over 5 years. I said, you guys, Mother Nature is not mad at us. Mother Nature is readjusting. Did you see the water temperatures in between Florida and Mexico?
No, I didn't.
It's up to 80 and 90 degrees.
Oh, really?
It stays that long, much longer. It'll kill the coral. The fish will die because they're boiling. And you think that a hurricane will not turn into an Armageddon event? They said if a hurricane gets into that kind of heated water, it's horrible. So what's going to happen is, while people are just trying to survive, all of a sudden their perspective will get better. Because just like I said, I hate to say it, but sometimes, like 9/11, that brought Americans together.
Good.
So the thing I like, see, Trump, when COVID happened, he was making blue states pay. If you didn't vote for him, you could wait in line. And then they lied. Even Jared Kushner thought it was funny. He sent New York a bunch of broken machines.
I heard about that. He said, well, there's Democrats. There's more Democrats over there. So what, let them die?
No, that's how they think. But this president doesn't play that.
No, I love Biden. At first, I got to tell you, I wasn't too sure. I thought, well, maybe he's too old and stuff like that, but so is Trump. But he has turned out to be so good, and he is trying so hard. And I think he's a man of integrity. And I
do too. And look what he just did with NATO.
Yes.
He gets everybody rolling the ball. He's in it. Oh, you don't think the only saving grace Putin has, but it's kind of too far away even for Putin, is that if Trump wins, he doesn't have to worry about Biden. But I'm telling you, I've been seeing it. Trump is going to lose. Biden's going to win.
I have read on that quite a few times, and I keep getting that he's not going to win. He is going to be convicted. He is going to have I feel like I don't like to wish this on anybody, and I would rather see him go to jail, but I feel like he's going to have a stroke or something, because all these people are coming against him. He has such anger issues. He eats so bad, and his mental state is going to get worse and worse because he can't deal. He
doesn't know how to be kind. All he does is complain. Can you imagine? Always angry.
Always. And he says, I'm the richest man. I'm a billionaire. Well, if you're a billionaire, you should be happy. You don't seem happy. Your money.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't try to keep getting money from your people.
Right. You've got all these people that are barely making it, can't buy groceries, and he's asking them for money while saying, oh, I'm rich. I'm really rich. It's like,
right.
You think his people would say, well, then you pay for your lawyers.
Yeah. And he also promised the people who showed up to January 6th, he was going to give them all a pardon, and he never did. Oh, but now he will.
Oh, yeah, now he will. He's going to pardon himself, too, is what he's thinking. He has so much evidence against him that he knows there's no way to win. The only way he can win is if he becomes president and pardons himself or gets somebody in there to pardon him. I got so upset about the Hunter Biden thing when they were talking about Hunter, pleading guilty, because I thought, Biden, if it was Trump and it was one of his kids, he would have gotten somebody, he would have pardoned him, or he would have gotten somebody else to make it drop, put somebody else, fired the guy.
That's how he worked. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they say it's a two-tiered system. No, it was two-tiered for Trump because Trump had Barr do his dirty work. He had the IRS do his dirty work. Everybody else in their neighbor needed to cover for him. But God forbid that Jack Smith has come up with real charges. And let me tell you something. Remember this, and I said this years ago on one of my shows. It will be proven beyond a reasonable doubt that this guy was not an actual president. And that 14th Amendment is going to kick him in the butt.
I think so, too. And I think, though, now I may be wrong, but you tell me what you think. I think that it'll be after he's gone.
It could be after he's gone. Yeah.
It's not going to be while he's alive, but he's going to go, and then we're going to find out.
Because I got two energies. I got one that he couldn't run if he wanted to. And then I got that he wouldn't make it to run.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it.
But I don't see DeSatan winning.
No, oh my gosh, the stuff, he's ruining Florida. The immigrants are leaving. The farmers don't have anybody that was picking their vegetables and fruits. The roofers don't have anybody. The truck drivers, they're on boycott in Florida, and Disney. There could have been all kinds of jobs for people because they were going to do that Star Trek or Star Wars thing. That's gone, you know? So he is just ruining things. And then I heard his wife took money from the
I said this when he said, everybody send your hurricane donation to my wife. That way we don't have to go through the paperwork. We can take the money and put it right in hurricane assistance. Well, she's holding on to what, 74 million or something. And there's nothing there that makes her show what she did with it.
Exactly. And I feel that they're going to be in trouble for that.
I'm telling you, my friend, author, he said the same thing. He said she's going to get in trouble. And then that article came out about all the money. Cause I told everybody when he said it, don't send money because they're going to hoard it. They're going to keep it just like Trump did with these fake, we're giving money to disabled children bull.
Oh yeah. Or that fake money he had that he told them they could cash in at Bank of America or something. And now people are, he made fake money and it's Trump bucks. And he sold it to people. I forget how much he sold them for. You can look it up. But these old ladies were trying to turn it in, being told that you can pay this much, $99, and it'll be worth $1,000. And,
and they tried to turn it in. What happened?
And they couldn't turn it in. They said, this is invalid. This is just commemorative. This is not worth anything. And then remember the little cards he did where he's a superhero, he's a cowboy. They had him even as a soldier, and he had imaginary bone spurs. Yeah. So how is he pictured as a soldier? Those are worth now 99 cents. They paid $99 a piece. And they're not even a physical card that they can hold. So he's scamming them again and again. And they said, well, why doesn't Biden's people have hats? Yeah. Well, they're not in a cult. And we don't need hats. I went to Tennessee, there was hats and shirts, and never in our lifetime has there been a president.
All made in China, by the way.
Made in China, yes. But I got mad too that they were picking on Biden about being on the beach taking off his shirt. Let's see Trump take off his shirt, see how they compare.
Well, like Chris Christie, he called Chris Christie a fat pig or something. And they asked Chris Christie, so what do you think? He said, has he looked in the mirror? He's no Slim Jim.
He has it. When they paint him, or when they make things of him, they always show him skinny. And he's not skinny. But he is judgmental of other people that are overweight.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
So I got one question. They wanted to know how long, and I'm sorry I didn't write the name down. I was just quick having coffee outside, letting the dog out and trying to write a few things down. How long will mental health crisis in the USA continue to rage? I did and you can't be entertainment purposes only. I know it's hard to do time. I have a pendulum mat that I try to do time, and sometimes it's pretty dang close. But I always tell people don't stick to this because things can change. But right now I'm getting the energy 3 to 4 years. It's going to be.
Well, I see definitely not this administration, probably Biden's next.
Yes, I think it'll get better and better.
My God, look at I got within 3 months.
Oh,
well, three, it's not going to be 3 months. Probably 3 years.
I get it in the next 3 to 4 years. It's going to get better and better, but
I see them dealing with it because we're going through such a crisis.
Yes.
They found a man in Arizona, a homeless man, unconscious on the sidewalk. His body temp was 107.
Oh my!
His heart was still beating. They got him in the ambulance. They started forcing bolus IV fluids. He had 3rd-degree burns on his body.
That poor man.
From laying on that sidewalk.
And some of those people are soldiers with PTSD. Some of these people,
I know.
But for the grace of God go I. We could be on the street too. Any one of us could have an event that happens where we lose everything.
Because this isn't the community of the Christ consciousness or whatever you believe in. A lot of these people just don't know how to take care of, or some people, it is so hard to even rent a place.
Yes.
So I see the government putting money in large amount of independent living situations. It might even be like a bunch of apartments. I even see old hospitals being made into living arrangements for those who are mentally ill. But they're definitely going to do it because Florida and the East Coast is getting ready to get hit bad.
I know. I got a timeshare thing, and I got talked into that, and it was in Florida. A lot of them are in Florida. It's like, I don't even want to go. People walking around there with guns, and you don't know who, and anybody can have a gun, and I don't want to go.
Florida and Tennessee and all those places.
And Texas too. I don't want to go to Texas either.
Can you imagine that governor saying, no, you guys can't have a break for water?
I did see that, and it makes me sick, because let him one day, stand out there in that heat, doing that manual labor in as hot as it is, and not have a water break. People are going to have heat stroke. People are going to quit. I'd quit. I'd say, forget it.
I just say, forget it. And you know what? Let that man sit out there with a sweater on and just sit in his wheelchair and wait for it. He'll have a stroke.
My mom worked in a factory for years, and she'd come home and just drenched in sweat. She'd have to have a bandana, and so I can't imagine telling people they can't stop and have a water break. That's inhumane.
Yeah.
People.
So,
that is evil.
So what was your mom doing? What, the factory didn't have air conditioning?
Well, the factory's hotter than it is outside. So if it's 100 degrees outside, it's hotter inside. And
what state was this?
Illinois.
Okay.
In Caterpillar. And so she didn't drive. She took a bus to work. She had 5 kids, took a bus to work, and then she had to work all day in that hot factory, take the bus home, and then she took care of 5 kids, cooked, cleaned, gardened. My mom was a saint to me. She was an angel. If I could be an eighth of what she was, I would feel like I've succeeded in life. You know?
She cared. She cared.
She did care. She was great, but I can't imagine them saying she couldn't have a drink of water break. Those people, they sit in nice air conditioned offices. They don't know what it's like for the average person.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what's going to happen in Florida with these horrible storms is people aren't going to have any power.
Yes.
It's going to be bad. I cannot emphasize enough to you guys. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad even in Texas, in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be bad.
Do you see anything for Illinois, Midwest?
Just the flooding, just more Armageddon rain.
We had 2 floods in our basement, 2 tornadoes. We have mold in our basement now. 2 trees fell on our house. I've been this week dealing with all that. So yeah, and it's because we don't normally have that kind of weather this time of year.
Well, the other thing is, look at this, the insurance, the home insurance, they cut us off in California. You can't, that's why you can't buy a house. A lot of home sales fell through because you can't get any home insurance. State Farm, Farmers, all of them. They're okay as long as you don't have to file.
I know. My grandfather paid State Farm for years and years and years and years and years, and then he let his grandson use the car one time, and he got into a wreck, canceled him. First claim he ever made, canceled him.
Jesus, that was heartbreaking.
We're hoping they don't cancel us, but we had to turn it in with it being mold and everything.
Well, it might be that the government has to take over. When we had the earthquake, they shut down all earthquake insurance. You couldn't even get renter's insurance in 1986. But then the government stepped in, and now I pay separate $2,000 a year for earthquake insurance. Because I know we're going to have earthquakes. That's all there is to it.
Well, hopefully I'll pray you be safe, because I've never been in an earthquake. I think that'd be scary.
Oh, I like them. They're kind of fun.
You would just shake the house up.
The main thing is I try not to drop my cocktail.
Yeah, that's very, very important.
So Lynn says the re-thugs shut down the government over the budget. Or will the re-thugs shut down the government over the budget in September? I
feel like they're going to try. They're going to try because gripe about everything the Democrats want to do. So any good thing they want to do for us, the Republicans, look, if they threatened to do it already, they're going to threaten to do it again. I feel like if they do it, though, it's only going to be for like a week.
And I
And
think it's going to really work against them.
It's going to be against them, and they're going to lose more people. Well, look what they're doing: 6-week abortion bans, and not letting people have water, and trying to shut down the government, and all the hate and stuff. People are going to finally, either they're going to vote for the Democrats or they're not going to vote at all. They're going to say, well, I don't want to vote for a Democrat, but I'm not voting for Trump. I'm tired of this. So the Republicans either won't vote or they'll change to Democrat. I think
well, the evangelists,
yeah, evangelical,
they're mad at Trump because he's telling everybody this abortion ban went too far.
It did. You don't even know. I hate to say this, I was 4 months pregnant before I knew I was pregnant. I was only 19 years old. And I went and the first time it came out fine. And so I thought, well, I was not with anybody else. I must be fine, you know? And yeah, I thought, oh, I'm finally getting boobs. Huh. I didn't know. But, you know, at 6 weeks, that's one period. That's like 1 year. That's not even, you don't know you're pregnant. So if a young kid is raped or anything happens, they don't know. And how can you imagine if the men?
That one guy said, well, if you don't want to get pregnant, don't have sex.
Yeah. If they don't want,
tell that to all the menses too.
I think they need to make a law that if they don't want to have unwanted pregnancies, the men should get vasectomies. It should be a law that the men get vasectomies if they want to make laws. If these men, and then they can be reversed when they do.
Yeah. Or if you get a woman pregnant and not helping, because you notice they're not putting their thumb down on child support and everything. Even DeSatan said no alimony for women. Oh, he's just so stupid. He
probably is worried he's going to have to pay some.
Jeez.
You know, looking out for himself. What about for men? Do they get alimony?
Yeah, it's really sad. There's some good men out there that are good child keepers. They take care of their kids. But
somebody wanted to know about, will we ever know what happens to the children at the border?
Well, we do know a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've recovered a good amount. We still have some missing, but yeah, eventually they'll be able to say we did all this.
Yep, I think so too. And I think they heard some of them were working in meatpacking places.
Oh yeah, they have them working and cleaning things up. It's terrible.
McDonald's, and that's illegal. They're doing all these.
They don't care.
They don't care. It used to be they would have the illusion that they cared while sneakily doing things, but Trump has made it like we're untouchable. We can do what we want. I have never heard the word witch hunt or hoax in my life as many times as I have in his presidency.
Yeah. All he did was fight. You got tired of it. So Bowling said, what's going to happen to the PGA Live Golf merge?
I don't know much about that. I know that Trump, wasn't that what he got the Saudis in that? The Saudis are doing the. I see
a lot of people stepping away from golf because of this.
I think so too, and I think that Jared got bribed. They gave them that $2 billion. That money was bribery to be able to give them that. I think so. He's gonna.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I know it was for the whereabouts of the gentleman they killed.
Yeah, there was some dirty deeds went on for them to get that deal.
Yeah.
And it was terrible, you know, that Trump was over there doing that. Wasn't he over there golfing during 9/11 instead of being here? Trump, wasn't he?
Oh, golfing? I don't know what he was doing.
I think he was golfing.
I just know he was bragging that his building was the tallest building now. And he lost a lot of friends, and apparently that's not true. So Jorm wants to know, people who work at one of the big 3 automakers under UAW, the union contract there has been give back after give back. So much so a whole new slate of union officers were voted in this time. Do either of you have any indication just how bad this negotiation fight is going to be? And should the UAW move things forward, will it trickle down like it used to hourly workers that are non-union across the US? Is there a brighter future for hourly workers in the US? Well, there already is. The cost, the hourly is up. In
Yeah,
California,
okay.
it's like $16 or $17 an hour.
Yeah, and I think in 2024 they're going to be there, you know, that stuff will get better. You know,
Especially if Biden gets back in, you know, he loves him some union stuff.
yeah, I got Knight of Swords. They're going to take some action on that. Things are going to improve on that.
Kelly Key said, I just wanted to say, Linda G, you were right. Floods, 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 and landslides. And unfortunately, I wish I could tell you it's calmed down. Remember, we were in drought big time.
Yes.
And then I saw master rains coming, like it was like an answer to our prayers. What's interesting, normally in this kind of hot weather, we get up maybe 104 right now, 107. That's not bad. Because we've been in the 80s, you know, we've had a very mild summer. But because we had so much flood and snow, our hydro power places are working, all of them. Because before we were in a drought, we couldn't use them. That's why they did rolling blackouts.
Okay.
But they don't have to do that in California now because our hydro generators are working.
Well, that's good. Somebody asked if plastic water bottles will ever be banned in the U.S. I don't know that they will.
Well, you know, Crystal Geyser reuses their bottles.
Yeah. They may be less, I think they're getting less popular. I think more people are thinking about the environment. There's always going to be those that don't care, that don't believe in climate change, but I think there are going to be more and more people that will, you know, get other types of bottles and, you know, use them instead.
Yeah.
I think people are becoming more conscious of it.
Right, exactly.
Not to ban them though. And let's see here. Somebody wanted to know, will Trump's valet or bagman take a deal for the reduced sentence? I feel yes.
What was the question again?
I guess it said, will Trump's valet or bagman take a deal for the
not early enough though. He's messed it up for himself.
Yeah, I think I think they all are gonna want to.
What's gonna happen, and it's coming up, they're gonna realize Trump is in such huge trouble, even maybe the 14th Amendment. He's not going to make it.
That's what I think. I think they're waiting too long, you know, but when they're all going to want a deal, when they realize that his goose is cooked, they're going to think, well, I'll take a deal now. I tell you everything I need to know, you need to know, but it's going to be too late. You know, they're waiting too long. Hold
on 1 second.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
What do you think about the big strike with Screen Actors Guild? I think it's going to last a month.
Let me look. Let me look here. I'm going to use my...
Let me see. Let me look with mine. Okay. How long with the Screen Actors Guild? That Fran Dresser ended up being a go-to person.
I'm getting messing
around. You're getting 1 to 2 months?
1 to 2 months.
Mine says within a year. These are new cards, Lisa sent them.
Those cards, I thought about getting those. I have some cards similar to that, but I tend to use my pendulum mat a lot because
I kept feeling 1, so maybe it's 1 year, but it won't be that. You know what? They lose billions every day if that went on that long.
Oh yeah.
So no. Okay, what about Comer and Biden investigation? Why is he so determined on these? Is he just power hungry? Comer is that worthless cad.
Now
you know, Comer is just, all these guys have nothing on Biden, so they're going to head up Hunter, this cocaine thing, even though the Bidens weren't even there.
Yeah,
they were running around, they were at Camp David, but oh my God,
they're trying to find anything. Now, do you feel that was planted?
I do.
I do too. I feel
why? Because there's not a stick of DNA on it. There's no thumbprint, there's no DNA. So what happens is like a gun that has nothing on it. It was planted.
You're right, because if it was a regular person that was going through there or something, there would be their fingerprints, there would be something.
Or they got rid of it real fast because they were afraid they'd be found out.
So somebody had gloves on and yeah. And they weren't even there. They weren't even there. And they're still blaming on them. They're trying to find anything.
Oh, what do you think about Tommy Tuberville?
Is that the guy? I'm trying to think.
He's
Is he
not allowing military to come in. So the Congress just voted for a big package to pay the military, but included was an amendment that they can stop abortions via they can't accommodate people in the military who get pregnant.
I think it was Duckworth that spoke on that, spoke to him about that.
What'd she say?
She was telling him how ridiculous it was, and then she did a good speech. I can't remember it all right now, but it's being changed. I think it's being changed as we speak.
Well, and now it goes to the Senate.
Oh, okay. Well, they're working on changing it.
I think they're going to knock it. No, they're not going to.
They're going to be able to go to other states. I think they're trying to make it, where they can go to another state.
Well, did you hear Biden just approved what do you call 84 was it billion or $1 million in student loans? He just forgave them. He just now did it because he can, suckers. He can.
I am so glad. My daughter has so much student loan debt, her and her husband, and they make it to where I have a cousin in his 70s. He still has student loan debt.
Oh, no, hit your Social Security up too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't retire. It's like hospital insurance.
Did you hear that one guy? I can't think of his name. He was talking about how Social Security is robbing from the rich, that they pay. They did. He said it was. I wrote his name down. Darn it, and I don't even remember what it is right now. I should have. That wasn't not prepared as I should be. But he was on there. I can't think of his name. He was a senator, and he was on there saying that the rich pay more than their fair share, and the poor people, they shouldn't have to depend on this. Here, Biden said at the State of the Union that they were coming after Social Security, and they all booed him and called him a liar, and now they're trying to come after it. And now even McCarthy is saying, yeah, we're going to have to make some difficult cuts and stuff. Well, they don't want to cut from the millionaires and billionaires, but they're going to cut from little old ladies.
And they don't want to cut from themselves.
No. And they figured it out, and what it is, they say they pay more, but they're not taxed on their whole income. They're taxed up to a point, and then they cut it off. There's a cutoff period, and then they get all that income that's not taxed.
Right.
So they get 3% they pay towards Social Security, where the rest of us, poor and middle class people, pay a whole lot more if you base it on our incomes. We never get to that cap. Most of us never get to that cap. So they're trying to mess with Social Security, and that's going to hurt them too.
Yeah. So
Republican and Democrat.
Oh, it's going to really mess them up. So Eileen Cannon. What is she going to say about the time frame? I think she might lean towards Trump, and I think that's Jack's inside to say out of here.
What I got on her was that she doesn't want to do this. She does not want to be the one to be the judge in this case. But she is. And Trump is expecting something from her because he put her there. So it's kind of testing her. I think
he also said if she played her cards right, she could think about being a justice.
But I think what she'll do, I think they got it set for December. And I think right now, and I think what she will probably push it back to February. And even that, I don't think it'll go further. Jack Smith is going to get her out of there. I think that, there's going to be red flag, she's not going to be there the entirety of this case.
Okay.
I think she'll push it back to February.
He wants you to wait till forever.
Jack Smith isn't going to let that happen. I don't believe.
Okay. Tennessee AG. This is interesting. This is Debo.
Okay.
The future like for the Tennessee AG who has taken medical records from a hospital treating trans people. He got all their medical records.
I heard that. That's against HIPAA. I worked for a doctor's office for 3 years.
Is HIPAA federal or is it HIPAA's federal, right?
It's federal. That's breaking federal law. That is their private information. And I think there will be lawsuits and I think they will win. And they cannot do that. Legally, they cannot do that. He's breaking the law.
Right.
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah, he's gonna be in legal trouble. Somebody's taking him before even, it wouldn't get past the Supreme Court if he fights it all the way. That's a no-no. If he's got no rights taking people's records. A justice will come, it'll be a female judge.
We get a lot of females, you know?
And you know what? He may even get sued by the people who he did that to. He's gonna cost Tennessee a lot of money.
Yep, yep. He's gonna be, I think he's gonna be sued and they're gonna win.
Right, right. That's what it's gonna happen. Now, what do you see on Clarence Thomas? When's he going? Let me try this.
Oh, I put that down here. Hold on, let me see.
Clarence Thomas, let's see what mine says within a month. I'm just playing with these cards, you know, you guys.
Clarence Thomas, he's gonna step down. Will it be in 2023? What month? Let's see, we got July, August, September. I think it'll be around November.
That sounds more like it. Yeah. I think it's because Jenny's going up. She's going to be hit hard, but let me tell you, this January 6th, and the other thing is January 6th would be considered the 14th Amendment because he tried to do, what is the word for it, against this nation?
Can't think of the word.
Sedition. Sedition.
Yeah. Isn't that terrible?
Sedition. So he tried to pull off a sedition, and that makes anybody who does that unable to ever try to become president of the United States.
Yeah,
it's in the Constitution.
Yep. Yeah, it's unbelievable, these Republicans. They're not even trying. They're not even trying to fake an MTG, you know. I mean, they got to get rid of her. I see her leaving. I see she's in trouble. I think that Boebert, I see her in trouble.
I see her losing.
Leaving. Yeah. She's losing. MTG, I see her being taken out, stepping down.
Good.
In trouble.
Good.
Who's the guy who raised his arms? Is it Holly?
Oh.
I think he's going to be in trouble.
He's in trouble with January 6th.
Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz, for sure. Gomer. Yep. The guy with the weird look.
Yeah. And Rudy Giuliani, I keep seeing him. He was a drinker before, but he's really a drinker now. And I think they're going to throw the book. I think not throw it, but he's going to jail. I feel he's going to go to jail if he makes it.
I know his health is bad.
Because I think.
And the Rottweiler is going down too.
Which one's that?
Or the Kraken.
Oh, the Kraken. Oh, that big tall lady.
She's going down. Oh, Giuliani couldn't get down to the DOJ fast enough to complain about her. He went down there blabbing about her. Yeah. He's trying to take the heat off of him.
Yep. He was there 8 hours.
I know, but he was talking about her. Trust me, I could feel it.
Eastman's going down too. They're going to.
Oh, yeah. Will the monthly child tax credit come back? Not right now.
Will the monthly child tax? I'm not getting right now either. Will it come back in 2024? Will it come back in 2024? It may come back in 2024, late 2024, possibly, but not yet.
Yeah, well, the thing is that we'll see. And, you know, I can only tell you what I hear. And I think I would get a weird, sick feeling if I wasn't right or unsure. But I can tell you, I'm pretty sure the Democrats are going to win pretty big because there's just too much ugly coming from the other side. Yes. When that happens, we can codify Roe versus Wade, take care of the rest of the students' loans, take that, off the table.
Yeah,
everything the Supreme Court did, we can reverse it.
Yeah, and some of them are going to get taken out because of crimes and things they've done, and some of them are going to be voted out.
Well, that's why they're going so crazy over Hunter Biden. They're trying to say squirrel.
Look over there.
They don't want you to look. Yeah.
And whatever they say that the Democrats are doing, they're doing. It's
what do you feel about Lindsey Graham?
Lindsey Graham, I feel like let me just see. I want to see if he's gonna. Is Lindsey Graham going to step down? I think he's going to be made to step down. Something's not right with him. He got booed. He got booed up
But he
there.
looks bad, and
He
somebody
does look
said
bad.
it's the drinking. He's drinking pretty heavy.
I just think he's gonna end up having to leave. I don't see good things for him. Yeah. I think I got him. I think he's off balance. He's not balanced. He's mentally, he's kind of every which way the wind blows. First it's like, if you vote for Trump, then America deserves what it gets. And then the next minute he's kissing his butt.
I know. Well, that's because Trump had something on him.
Yes.
Thanks to Russia. And then last but not least, what about Ukraine and Putin? You seen any good news with that?
Yeah, Ukraine's going to win. Ukraine's going to win, and Putin's got to be scared. He already had that group coming after him at that time.
And apparently there were some bombings just the other day over in Russia.
Yep, he's going down. I think maybe when Trump goes down, he's going to go down because he's depending on Trump.
I felt like that was his only hope. Hopefully Trump will get in there and then we can just go in and take over Ukraine. But that's not going to happen.
Yep. And then I think after it's over, then I'm not sure how long it'll take, but I think that then they'll let Ukraine into the NATO. And they've only made NATO stronger. I bet.
Oh my God! And you know Putin is pissed because remember his lapdog was supposed to go in there and totally cut off NATO. No, we don't need this. We don't need that.
Now it's stronger than ever.
And thanks to, I don't want you guys to worry about Biden. I don't know why. I'm not, even Obama's numbers weren't that good for a long time. And then he ended up being president. So don't be tripping, you guys. Just don't even look at him.
And they were giving him a hard time because they said he was starting to lose his balance and touch the king, and look at him. He doesn't have his balance. But they don't mention that Trump pushed the queen out of the way and walked in front of her.
I know. Oh, and he also told everybody the queen said he was the best president she ever had. Fortunately, the queen had class and didn't say, I never said that.
Did you see the Pope, the difference in the Pope's face when he was standing next to Trump and the difference when he was standing next to Biden? It's like we're finally starting to get our respect back in the world. That
Look at what everything Biden has done, especially internationally. The Afghan thing was the one, but a lot of presidents messed up. Look at the Bay of Pigs for Kennedy.
Yeah,
there's always been something, but I'll tell you, this guy is moving forward. He's moving forward.
They call him Sleepy Joe, but this comedian said, well, he may be sleepy, but when he wakes up, he gets stuff done.
He gets it done. And listen, girlfriend, I don't have the energy he has. He flew to Europe and he's out there hustling and talking. Girl, I'd be having to sleep 3 days before I could get out there and do anything.
I'm 58 years old, and I went down there and did laundry, and I cooked dinner, and I thought I was going to die. I was so hurting and tired, and I'm watching him go here, go there, do this bicycle, and then they gripe he fell off the bike. Well, let's see Trump get on a bike.
Yeah. Also, he fell over that sandbag. He fell, and listen, he's 80-something, right? He falls over a sandbag. He didn't break a bone. He didn't keep laying on the floor. But oh my God, he fell because the sandbag was in his way.
Have they never tripped? I trip over my own 2 feet. I trip going up the steps, much less down. I trip all the time. So he's in it. I wish I had his help.
Hey, listen, if somebody says, launch, I'm like tripping.
Me too. I love food so much. I give up on being skinny. I just want to try.
Listen, I'll be 70 this year. I pretty much hung up my tap dancing shoes. I'm done.
You look great. I seen your pictures when you went to Sedona. I was looking at you guys on the trip, and then you were dancing down the aisle. I was looking. I'm like, dang, she looks good. I've only seen you from up here.
Yeah. Well, thank you, girlfriend. Thank you. Keep talking. No, I'm just kidding.
No, really, you did.
Well,
I was wanting to go to that. That looked like so much fun.
But you know what, girlfriend? I read like 80 people in 2 days. I can't do it. I suffered for weeks. You were exhausted. And people
My
could
birth-
tell, they could say, they were saying, Linda, what's wrong with you?
Can you rub a little of that off on me, that talent?
It really, thank God I'm retired, because I could just barely do a video. You know, I had to really, thank God I don't do personal readings anymore. Because I needed that. Now I'm feeling back to my old girl. I got up yesterday, probably 6 or 7 a.m.
Mhm.
Before 8:30, I had cleaned out my pantry and my silverware drawer.
Before 8:30 in the morning?
Before 8:30 in the morning.
And you say you ain't got energy?
I got a little bug in my butt and I said, you know, I need to fix this damn pantry. I can't find nothing. And then my silverware drawer, and I said, I need to fix this silverware drawer. And I did.
You're better than me. I got a lot of stuff needs done in this house. It's just finding the energy to do it, you know?
Well,
I got
listen.
my grandson tonight. He just turned 11, so he's
Oh,
good.
my grandson's 9. But
Oh.
I got, the thing is that I have to hire housekeepers that come every 2 weeks, because I got to have somebody scrub the tubs and the showers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
I can't do like my mom.
I
She
still
used to
have
come
that
in-
vertigo, and if I was to lean over, I would probably pass out.
Mom used to get on her hands and knees and scrub the floor, and have us kids too. And, you know, so you could get in the corners and everything. I cannot do that now.
My mom, God bless her, she was crippled with rheumatoid arthritis. But my mom was such a fanatic for cleanliness. You know, everything you could eat off the floor. She was, but then when she couldn't do it anymore, they were depending on us kids, especially me and my sister. My brother only had to take out the garbage. And of course we did a half-assed job. Oh, she was always mad at us. And then she'd say, I see a spot.
We were never allowed to say we were bored. I remember I'd say, I'm bored. And Dad said, oh, you are. You can get out there and wash that car, and that one needs waxed. And Mom says, and then you can do this and do that. And they give us chores. And so anytime I'd say, and Mom would look at me, I go, nothing, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm happy as a clam.
Yeah. Yeah. My, which is so funny, you said wash. That's what my mom and dad used to say.
Wash.
Did you wash your hands?
I say worst. People make fun of me for that. And then monsters. They say it's monsters, but I'm like, that don't sound right to me. I don't know where you just take things after your parents.
Do you say soda or pop?
I'll say, I didn't know which one to say, so I would say soda pop. And then I tell people, like one time I was at work and I told a patient, I said, scooch up a little bit, scooch up. And my boss later heard me and he goes, scooch, how do you spell that? I go, oh no, SCOOCH. He goes, that's not a word. I go, my mom said it, so it's a word. But yeah, I go, you know what I mean.
Scooch up, yeah.
Yeah, I never say scoot, I say scooch.
Oh.
I got in trouble online the other day. I had these pink glasses on, and not in trouble, but I had a troll in there, and he goes, who's the witch in the pink glasses and that's calling everybody guys? And I go, well, one, I'm not a witch. And I go, it's a Midwestern thing. In the South, they say y'all. In the Midwest, we say you guys.
I always say, hey guys, guess what? Yeah.
Yeah. Just how people speak, you know, different people have different ways.
Oh, but I hope you blocked them.
I did. I shouldn't even explain myself, but I said, I'm not a witch.
I never explained. That's why I hired Daniel Finaldi to take care of all my comments. And then I can go back and look at them in peace, because he makes sure there's no negative, rough talk. You know, I can't deal with that.
Well, that's good. That's good you have somebody. I don't have as many as you, so I can still answer.
Yeah, it's not worth paying somebody if you don't have that many.
I'm only a couple hundred though from my 3,000.
Oh, maybe today you'll get up to 3.
I'm hoping. I'm going to give away 3 free readings when I get there too.
Okay, so everybody join her page now. Okay, did I write it down?
Sorry, I hope you don't mind I said that.
Deann Maidentarot, and your email was?
It's Deann shieldmaidentarot, and the email is Deann's with an S. So there's 2 S's. Deann's shieldmaidentarot. Don't ask me why I did that. I think I had an apostrophe S at first, and everybody was having trouble with it, so I dropped the apostrophe S from my.
But they go to that one to ask for a reading?
They go to deannsshieldmaidentarot@gmail.com, and they'll ask for a reading, and I'll tell them everything, how I do it.
Okay. All right,
So.
sweetie. So I've got a big deal to go to in about an hour.
Yeah, you are so busy. How do you, and you look so great. I'm sitting here looking at you, and it's like your skin, it's like perfect. And
Girl, keep talking. Keep
yeah,
talking.
you do. You look like you don't look
Thank
tired
you.
at all. I'd be exhausted if I did as much as you do.
Well, it's the thing is that the people are so fantastic.
Yeah. You know
Like,
what?
even your energy brings me up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the wonderful tidings of everybody. It's just wonderful.
I want to tell you, when I started this channel a year ago, I'll tell you real quick. I was thinking if I could get 5 people that I could meet, that I would know to be able to do tarot with, but I never imagined I'd meet all these nice people.
They're wonderful. The community is fantastic.
It is. I've learned so much, and they, the community, they have encouraged me, and they have given me support. And when I didn't know how to do the computer right or how to do StreamYard right, and I was, messing things up, they were
They're so calm. They are so cool.
I'm so blessed that I got to be here, even if I never get to the 3,000.
How long have you been on YouTube?
1 year.
Oh, Jesus, girl, you got a ways to go. Listen, when I was on, I remember, first of all, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. My guide said, you're going to do a YouTube show. I'm like, okay. I had to kind of figure it out. I had a camera in the computer. I just sat there and started talking, not knowing what I was going to say. And then as it's building, I got over 1,000. My son, I think I was up to 3,000. My son says, Mom, you can monetize after 1,000. I said, what? I didn't even know you could monetize YouTube.
And neither.
And so my son monetized it for me. And then now I'm at 61,744 or something like that.
I bet you can't believe it.
I cannot believe it. I am so grateful.
How long have you been on?
I know I've watched at least 5 years, I think.
Okay. I think I've watched you a few years. I started watching you.
I think I joined February of 2000. I don't know. It might not. I'll have to look, because I had cancer in 2009. And then I moved in this house in 2016. Actually, it's not that long. Okay. It was within February probably of 2016 or 17, because I was in this house. So let's say 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Oh, that's 6 years.
Oh, wow.
It might even be February 2018, but it was when I was in this house.
When I first started out, I had an old phone propped up in the salt and pepper shaker and the napkin holder in my kitchen table. And it was down here, so it's like looking up my nose. I didn't know what I was doing. It took me 4 or 5 hours to download a video. Me
too, because I worked at Angel Heart, and I used to do a lot from there. And Kirsten Langston, Third Eye Champagne. I was on her show, and she had the lights, and she did her hair and her makeup beautifully. And I thought, oh, this is a lot of work. So when they asked me to do it, I'm like, I don't want to get up and brush my hair.
Well, I've gone on with rollers in my pajamas. I did a slumber party.
I did that with Danny. I showed up with rollers. But the thing is that ring thing, I would use those, but those are too, I like the cameras they have now, so I don't have to use those ring things. It would really make a circle in your eyes, especially if you wear glasses. So.
Well, Kevin's Loving Vibration, he was the one who told me, Deann, you need a computer. And so I got one, and I figured out how to turn it on, and then it stayed on for 2 months until my son-in-law told me how to turn it off. And so I'm proud of myself. I've learned StreamYard. I've learned how to make thumbnails. She goes, you need thumbnails, Mom. I go, what's that?
I don't even know what thumbnails are.
It's those little pictures that you put on your, how when I make a little picture.
I don't know how to do it.
I learned, and I'm so proud of myself.
Okay.
I want to learn how to make my pre-video like you did. You have a really cool pre-video.
Yeah, Tana did that for me.
You did?
Tana.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gifted like that at all.
Darn, I was going to.
And then my son's girlfriend does Lulu and Jack's little videos.
Oh, those.
Aren't they so cute? They're adorable.
So cute.
I
need my daughter to help me. She's better at this
Thank
stuff.
God we got kids that know how to do this stuff.
Yes. she helped save my life. I wouldn't have been here with you today if not for my daughter helping me
I
get
know.
the computer
She told you. God bless her. You be sure to tell her we said hey. Because I
I
know
will.
you were trying to get a hold of me, and I know people get so frustrated. They finally out going, Beast, where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering me? It's like if you saw the emails I get, it's
How do you even do it?
I
I
don't know,
mean,
but it's getting really hard. My sister was helping me, but she's in college now,
uh-huh.
wanting to get her final degree. Good for her. She's not stopping.
And I'm so happy your daughter is doing
And
well.
my daughter right now is doing fantastic. So, I have some things in the future, but I don't know how long I'll be on YouTube. I'll be honest with you.
Really? No.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of energy, or I might cut it down a lot. But
You just come on a couple times a week if you have to cut it down because we miss you.
yeah, and there's a lot of things that come up that people need help. My purpose is to calm people down, as my guide said. You will help. When I said I don't want to comb my hair, they said, Linda, you will help calm people down, and that's my purpose.
Yeah, I've always helped people with their eyes, and then because I worked for an ophthalmologist, and I had real Coke bottle glasses. My sister was blind, my mom was blind in one eye, and almost in the other. So I've always been interested in the eyes. So I did that, and that was my purpose. And then I took care of my mother when she was ill, and
I
that
took care of my mom and dad too. Yeah.
and when I lost her, I felt like I lost my purpose of helping people. What do? I love to help people, and this
You don't need Coke bottle glasses now.
I had RK surgery, and I had cataract surgery. So now I used to have to hold stuff up to here. I mean, up to my nose to see it. I was legally blind without glasses, and I couldn't see the big E on the chart at all. So now I can see, and I can wear these little cute reading glasses, and so yeah, that's wonderful. But this has given me a way to help people, and in my own way. And my heart is really truly to help people. It's I don't care if I ever make a penny. I do this because I love helping people, and
community. It's like a family.
I feel like
especially during COVID, when we were all stuck, people were dependent on us that for some sort of connection.
And I feel like it's like I found my people because I don't have any people.
What date was that? Somebody showed it, they copied it and sent it to me, that I was sitting there at Angel Heart and I said, out of the blue, there's going to be a really bad virus coming.
Yeah,
I see everybody wearing masks. And somebody said, Linda, you prophesized this, last year. I said, what? For real? Because I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, you are good. You are good. I hope to be, like I said about my mother, when I said if I could be an eighth as good as her, I'll feel like I've succeeded in life. If I can get to be an eighth as good as you, I'll feel like I've
But don't listen, it's nothing about me. It's the connection. All you got to do is be that light you are. I can already tell you're a really good person. You tell the higher realm, if you're not listening, they need to shuffle you or get your attention, because if you really are a conduit, the information comes very clear. Problem with us is when we used to first start, like when I used to do readings, I always second guessed myself. Like that time, that woman, I've told this story a million times, her mother came through and I'm describing the mother. And she said, yeah, that sounds like my mother. And the mother said to me in this ear, tell her I can't find my left foot. And I thought, oh, she must have been a diabetic, because I was a nurse. I almost went to tell the client, was your mom a diabetic? But the woman said, no, tell her I can't find my left foot. So I just said it. Your mom wants me to tell you she can't find her left foot. And the lady said, Linda, my mom died in a plane crash, and the only thing they found of her body was her left foot. So just say it. Just say it.
I have a friend of mine who is a medium, and she told me, she goes, Deann, I think you have mediumship abilities too.
Yeah.
I talk to my mom, and I talk to my dad and my brother and sisters, and I hear them in my head. I go downstairs and I'm talking to them, and my husband's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, Mom, and so she said, I want you to tell me about my friend, and I want you to tell me how she got, and tell me whatever you're getting about her. And said, and I don't want you to think about it, just say whatever comes. And I wasn't on air, so I wasn't afraid. So I just said, all right. well, I did this. Did she die in a car accident? And she's like, yes. And I start, the more and more and more
The
start
more you
coming.
practice and you become unafraid, because
Yes.
fear is the wall. If you're in fear, you're not going to get nothing done.
Yep, you taught me to get out of my own way.
Get out of your own way and breathe and be open with no judgment or forethought. And the more you practice that, because everybody's going to be a little bit questioning, but the more you practice that, the better it is.
I was telling my guides, I'm like, please don't you guys leave me when I go on with Linda.
But listen, I can't talk to my mom and dad.
You can't, well,
I don't. I had one dream about my mom, a slight dream about my dad, but there's been no connection at all.
I hear from her a lot when I'm in the kitchen, because my mom was the cook in the family. And so she'd tell me when I was doing stuff wrong, and I'll be in the kitchen and I'll go, I know, Mom. It's just like I'm hearing and talking to her, but I always thought that mediums could hear the voice, but I didn't, because
sometimes it's just pictures. Yeah. Well, girlfriend, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for my.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun getting to see you, and I appreciate
so much fun. Thank you, sweetie.
Okay,
and you guys, I'll post how to get a hold of her. Cheers.
All right.